right, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Happy Saturday. So, we are going to have a very exciting guest coming up here in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to be talking about storm shelters.
Yes.
I'm excited. That's a big thing in Oklahoma.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. And other surrounding states. There's been a
Absolutely.
lot of severe weather so far for March and early April across many areas of the country. And so when that happens, most people start thinking about storm shelters
Yes.
and how they can protect themselves from tornadoes. So we're going to get into that this morning here with a company called Smart Shelters. And we're going to get to the details of what they offer and their insight in the industry, how storm shelters are made, the ins and outs, the pros and cons, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to have several questions to ask, and you, of course, can ask any questions you want. We'll put those up on the screen and we'll get going. So
Yeah,
Robin's
absolutely.
checking in this morning. Hey, Robin, good to see you out there on Facebook world. So we are very excited. So we're going to get to that here in just a second. Our first, as we normally do, we do take a quick look at the market action and, of course, to
And-
start the look outside,
That's
right?
right. Let's look at that sunny sky.
It is nice out there. So yeah, was that temperature say? I think it's in the still on the chilly side. It's 54,
54.
but it should be a really nice day. A lot of sunshine.
Chilly?
Yeah, 54 is chilly.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, tomato.
I think it's great weather.
Okay, Canadian. All right, let's take a look at the market action. The mortgage rates, they did a little bit different. The last couple of weeks, they were going down.
Yeah, trending downwards.
Yeah, that's
the
good.
Slight increase for the close on Friday.
So yeah, we're at for the 30-year, we're 6.34%. Again, that's better than being at 7,
Yeah.
which
Oh.
when that wasn't long ago.
Absolutely.
There's been some 5s sneaking in there when you kind of change different structures of your mortgage. I didn't, but I did have like a Google alert that there might be a new FHA 40-year loan instead of a
Wow.
30. Now, I don't know any details on that, so I'll have to go dive into that.
Yes,
And we'll
we
talk with
will.
our lender and see the pros and cons of doing a 40-year versus a 30-year, if that's even on the table. So,
That's right.
But that was interesting. How did homes do here in our market?
So our market for Oklahoma County, 187 brand new listings came to market. 194 sold. It's
Yeah.
awesome. And 273 went pending. Pending means that there was contracts written on them.
Right.
So that's a huge, huge number.
I keep
I
seeing
love
these
seeing that
numbers
number.
steady.
Yeah.
They're steady,
Yeah.
steady, which has been good. It's been that way all winter.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as we both know, now that spring's here, they're going to start going up. So
Wow.
we'll get some more inventory.
Oh,
Because right
I
now
hope
inventory is
so.
a little low. So houses are going rather quickly because sometimes
With
there's
multiple offers.
Yeah, sometimes there's multiple offers because there's
Yep.
not a whole lot of inventory to choose from.
Right.
But that'll change as we go to the latter part of the spring
So
and
if
the
you're
summer.
a homeowner and you want to sell, hit us up. We could use your house.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
have buyers.
That's right. Yeah, we've had buyers are getting frustrated because they go this fast.
Yeah.
They got to act quick. And,
That's right.
I mean, you can't lollygag. If you're serious, you got to jump on something. If it's anywhere close to what you want, you got to go
That's
for
right.
it. Here's a look at Edmund. We just pulled Edmund
Edmund
up.
just pulled up a random zip
Yeah,
code.
just a little example as what we call the market action index, which
That's right.
means we're shifting out of a buyer's market into a seller's market. So that's just another thing, which just means typically
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the seller has a little bit of an edge. It's not. It's almost neutral. I mean, don't get too crazy. It's not like it's all seller like it was
No,
about a year ago,
that's
where
right.
there was all kinds of crazy things happening. So a little different there, but just some numbers here for
That's
you.
right, with some real-time market profile
Yeah,
stats.
to
So
start
if-
off the day.
yeah,
So I'll tell you what, it's time, right?
it is.
Let's get
Yes.
into the storm shelter talk
Let's
this
do
morning.
it.
I know a lot of people have questions over this kind of subject because if you live in this part of the country, or actually pretty much anywhere in the Midwest, the Deep South, the Plains, that's something you have to deal with. If you're a transplant from East Coast or West Coast, that's something you rarely hear about as a tornado. And so it's not like a daily occurrence or a yearly occurrence. So it's kind of foreign to you. So
That's right.
we're going to talk about that and more. And we're going to be introducing our new guest.
So even being from Canada and my parts of Canada,
Mm-hmm.
we had many, many tornadoes.
Yeah.
But you never ever saw a tornado shelter?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, not until I came to Oklahoma.
Wait, but do you guys have basements though?
Well, we have basements.
Maybe that's the reason.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell you what. Without further ado, let's get into the man of the hour.
Yes.
Brian with us Brian from Smart Shelters. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, doing well. Thanks for joining us here on this Saturday and for chatting with us about your company and about storm shelters in general.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
And you're coming at us live from, right now you're in Kentucky, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you guys actually have smart shelters is not just in Oklahoma. So where are you guys all located?
We're in Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas. So
Okay.
we're in all 3 states, or
Okay.
4 states.
And how long have you been in business?
12 years.
That's great. That's a long time.
What got you into storm shelters?
Um, Truly, I bought all the equipment, and then a guy come up to me and asked me. He was a shop foreman, and we started getting into it, and now I really enjoy it, saving people's lives, and especially up here in Kentucky, they're not familiar with how storm shelters operate. So it's a very exciting job, saving people's lives, helping people, educating people on how storm shelters work.
Right. Absolutely. That's so true.
I like what he said. It's about saving lives, right?
That's right. So
There's not many companies or industries geared toward just saving lives. You know,
Yeah.
it's a neat place to be. You're doing a great thing, for the public. So, and it's I can understand.
Well, you can relate.
I can relate
You can relate being,
for what I do
just- yeah.
outside of the
outside of.
realtor world, of course.
That's right. So tell me this: can a storm shelter be installed in a home that's already been built?
Yes. So we come in with a wet saw. We cut the concrete, dig it out, and install it, completely encase it in concrete. So has no bearing effect on structure of the house. The garage is always poured separate than your foundation, so it won't give you any foundation problems. And a lot of people don't know that, and that's something that is nice to know, that it won't give any bearing structure damage or anything like that.
Absolutely. I think a lot of folks worry about that. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to put up some pictures here while you talk about this kind of stuff, so I can get an idea as to the process.
Yeah. It's actually really cool.
So there's the where you're taking the
Backhoe.
bobcat backhoe and just digging the section right out of the corner of the garage there, where one of the bays would be.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are the different types of storm shelters that you guys offer?
So we offer 4 different styles.
Okay.
We've got a 3x6, a 3x8, a 4x8, and a 5x8. All of
Okay.
them can go in a garage. Ideally, we put them 12 to 18 inches inside a garage door, pull a car over it. So if the house collapses, the car catches everything, and you only have a foot to fight out of to get to freedom.
Oh. Right. And these are some of the pictures that you're.
Right, they do a good finish on the work.
Yeah,
I see you
absolutely.
add carpet to the steps so you don't slip.
Yes, sir. And it has carpeted benches.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
So it's a good space saver going under the slab of the
Right.
foundation for the garage then.
Looks
It
very
is.
simple.
Doesn't tie up any space. And
I
we
like
used a
that.
Corvette in the picture to show that that's the lowest car, that you can still get in the shelter even with the lowest car.
Sure.
So you don't have to
Ah.
pull your vehicle out. You just pull it up about a foot and go
Okay.
under it afterward.
That makes sense.
Okay. So what are the storm shelters rated? Can it withstand an EF5?
Yes, it can withstand an EF5. We have Texas Tech testing and everything done. We have plenty of testimonials that in Moore, Oklahoma, we had about 400 shelters in the path, and nobody was injured, nobody was hurt,
Okay.
and everybody survived.
Wow. That's really good.
Yeah, trust me.
Oh,
Woo! That's a big one. Anytime you get those big tornadoes, man, it's yeah. You definitely want
Yes.
some shelter of some kind.
absolutely you
When they do
do.
come through. So, how many? Do you have any idea of how many of your storm shelters have been hit by a tornado by chance?
We've got about 2,000 that has been affected by a tornado, even an EF5. We probably had 401 paths of the 13 tornado and more that were affected, and nobody was injured or hurt.
Oh, phew.
Yeah. Oof. I know.
Right. My gosh.
It's oof. I just keep going oof because that's a
Yeah, it's when with the F5 with the testimonials we have, it answers most of the questions that people are concerned about being trapped. The nice thing is Oklahoma has a GPS system. They'll walk through the neighborhood, whether it's in stall 1, 2, or 3. They know which stall it's at. So when you pull your permit,
Wow.
it automatically registers it. So they have the GPS option. Because if you ever been in a neighborhood that's been wiped out, you don't know where the bathroom is, you don't know where the garage is.
Right.
right.
They look
So
totally
true.
different. So it's nice to have that option of the GPS location.
And that was one thing
Right.
where people do worry about is if they're in their shelter, are they even going to know where they're at? Are they going to come find them? Worst case
Right.
scenario. I mean, how long are they going to be there for?
How long am I trapped
Yes,
in here for?
and it really depends on how big the tornado is, how much damage is done. But friends and neighbors will probably come get you quicker than anybody.
Yes.
But you do know somebody's coming.
Okay.
So the nice thing is you're truly alive. You may be trapped, but you're alive.
Right.
So
Right.
it shouldn't be more than an hour or two,
Okay.
just depending on debris.
And I guess at that particular stage, let's talk about you guys have a unique design where to try to help eliminate, say, for example, your lid kind of slides across, so it slides open. I know at one point, Robin had explained that there is a secondary way to take that lid off so that if, for whatever reason, the door kind of gets jammed, maybe there's a piece of debris there that's blocking it. But you guys have another way to get out of that shelter, correct?
Yes, correct. So at the back door, there's 2 pins with clevis pins that hold it. You pull those out, pop the pins out, and then the back door will lift and come off if the front door does not roll.
Okay. Excellent.
So it does make it easier to get out if the front door doesn't slide back and forth with debris laying on it.
Okay.
And the front door being the top door?
So yeah, it slides from the front where you get down where the stairs are.
Okay.
That would be the front that you would slide up back over your head to crawl back up the stairs. But for whatever
Right.
reason you can't slide that all the way to get through it,
Yes.
there's a back door exit
Okay.
that you can
Oh,
accommodate.
That
that's
can lift up,
handy.
yes.
Yeah.
That's really handy. And then with the GPS location, so they know exactly where in the garage you're located.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I know. So let's. We do have a video actually. It was a gentleman that posted on YouTube. He was riding out a tornado in a smart shelter. We could take a few minutes and listen to his experience as he had one coming over here in Oklahoma City. He was actually very calm in this. I was pleasantly surprised. He was just
Sure.
like it was just a routine day here in Oklahoma.
Oh my
I know
gosh.
it was he was so calm.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the world? But no, that's good. That's where you want to be, right? So let's take a look, and let's see if we can't get this to go. Let's see. Let me do this. Let's see here. Here we go.
Okay.
I know with YouTube always wants to play the next video and versus the one that you're on. So let's see.
So we'll see how we ride this one out, guys. It's getting louder. Got Cooper down here and the 2 kitties.
So he's got a couple of cats with him.
And a dog.
He's got the. You can hear
Sounds
the
like
TV
it's
in the
getting closer.
background. And he's describing the sound he's hearing
Yep.
as it moves in. So he's in his smart shelter right now. So you can see there's plenty of room. He's calm, cool, and collected.
And he's got a fan in there, I think, and a light.
Yeah, so a lot of times you'll put a fan in there just for airflow, just kind of help the anxiety.
Probably gonna lose
You're
power
gonna have
here
plenty
in a second.
of oxygen, but and a light.
Oop, I can feel the air pressure changing my ears pop.
It could be a battery powered, or you could run a cord to it if you wanted.
Yeah, we're getting hit here, guys.
So So he's at that realization that it's coming.
We are gonna lose power.
Start to hear debris
Debris, yeah.
kind of hitting the top of
Ooh, damn.
his house. Cats aren't biting him.
No. It's giving me goosebumps.
Right. Now, a lot of times, people wait to the very end to get in the shelter right before the storm hits. He obviously had a few
There goes the
minutes to
power.
kind of get situated.
Oh, well, it just flashed.
But the storm itself usually doesn't last that long. It's only for a couple of minutes. And the actual part where the tornado were to come across is usually only seconds. So it could be, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Usually move fast enough where we're not over 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you lose power in the end.
So he's just describing his situation.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see what we got to close
Riding out a
here.
tornado in a smart shelter.
Some pretty good sized hail, though, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, power's going in and out again. Luckily, our power lines immediately here are underground, but everything connecting up to this neighborhood is overground, so.
So he was
It's okay.
a great example
Yeah.
It's okay.
of just take a deep breath,
It's okay.
rest your family assured. They're safe. He's safe. They're in this
It's okay.
well-protected space
Yeah.
as a tornado is going through his
We're
neighborhood.
safe.
And that's what you got to do.
Right.
So that was a really neat way to visualize that's the situation to be in.
Definitely hear
And,
that air pressure going in and out.
just the feeling, the sounds.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you are going to have anxiety in that case, but Brian does a good job at building a system that's going to kind of protect you from that danger.
Right. Absolutely. So tell us, what is a safer for a storm shelter? Is it safer to be in a garage or outdoors?
They're both safe. If you have a garage, it's more convenient, so you don't have to go to the exposed weather.
Okay.
But if you don't have a garage, the outdoor is a great, an option. The nice thing is in a garage you can set up lawn chairs, sit there, open the garage up, see it coming, and you can get in, and you're not, going out to the exposed weather of rain, hail,
Right.
things like that. But
Correct.
if you have a garage, that's a better option. If you don't, then outdoor is just as safe. It's just you're going to be exposed to the weather.
Yeah, I always kind of looked at it as like a personal preference. If you do go out, you got to risk some hailstones. If you're a little late to the party, you're like procrastinating.
Yes, and we all procrastinate. So,
Yeah,
Right.
you do.
Well, I'm surprised. I see a lot more storm shelters in garages while I'm showing homes than I do outside. Very
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah, it's true. It's easy, it's convenient.
Yeah.
It's like this double feeling of you're double protected, right? You're still inside your home, and now
Yeah.
you're in another safe space.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Tell us about like the company. There are several tornado companies that have been in and out of this whole space. Some of them fly by night. I've seen several of them go under. What sets you guys apart,
Right.
maybe in that industry from other storm companies?
well, so we have a patent on our door locking system. It's a triple locking door, so we put a patent on it. We never try to outgrow ourselves. We try to handle what we can in a timely manner and not try to book ourselves, a year out, which happened back in 2013 because every storm shelter company was booked a year and a half.
Okay.
And then that affects you as well. As long as you do all your drawings, you have engineered drawings on all your shelters. As long as you install due to the engineered drawings, none will float. You won't have any issues. We've had a lot of companies that had floating shelters. We've never had one float, thank goodness. But we do apply by the engineered drawing. So you have to produce an engineered drawing to the city in order to pull permits.
Okay. What's the time frame?
Depending on the tornadoes and right now we're probably 2 to 3 weeks out. It's depending on if we get a bad tornado, everybody, of course, we're all procrastinators. We wait till the last
Right.
minute,
Absolutely.
um, and then it could go from. We were back in 13. We were booking every hour a month out.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
We were installing 20 a day, 6 days a week.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so it can definitely be
So
feast or famine in that
it
industry when
can,
when
and
tornadoes
it's
happen. Yeah.
we try to encourage everybody during non-tornado seasons. Definitely the
Right.
time to get it,
Hmm.
because everybody is going to be so backed up during tornado season. So,
Right.
Right.
but we can accommodate both. It just
Okay.
a little longer wait time.
Okay.
So I call you up and I say, okay, I want to get a storm shelter. You come, you assess, and then from that point, what's the process? How long would it take?
Normally, I mean, so when we show up to the job,
Mm-hmm.
we can actually install it within 3 to 4 hours.
Mm.
So we show up, we cut it, we dig it,
Mm-hmm.
we set it, completely
Right.
encase it in concrete, and we're out of your way in about 4 hours.
Okay.
And you clean up all the mess, right?
Yes, yes, we do clean up all the mess. The driveway, the garage. We try to
Right.
make it cleaner than what it was when we showed up.
Okay.
Okay. So the process for pulling the permits, I guess it just depends.
Depends on the
Time frame.
city.
Right.
Yes. So normally you can call Oklahoma City. I think it's anywhere from $75 to $100. The
Right.
permit process is you have to go down. Um, Normally you can get it within 15 minutes. They
Oh,
hand it to you, and then you
wow.
just put it on your front door, and then if anybody, when they come by, then they know that you got
Hmm.
a permit and they'll inspect it and everything.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just watching a little video time lapse of you guys going through and this 3 to 4 hour process condensed
Yeah.
in about 30 seconds about how you
Yeah.
go around, clean everything out, dig the hole,
Oh, that's great.
pour everything in. By the way, I'm gonna play probably a couple more of these so we can kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
This continues, so we'll just roll through these videos. While we're doing this, what is the warranty and like some cases depending on what you're using, rust is an issue. So how does these things hold up?
So we put a protective coating on it that's got about a 15-year lifespan, but we give a lifetime warranty. So if you have a leak, we'll come out and try to fix it. If we can't fix it, then we'll replace it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's actually very good.
And a leak, what does that mean?
So normally where the leaks happen is where we weld.
Okay.
Metal is the worst thing you can do is weld in the corners, down the seam. There's
Right.
a possible that it'll get a little pinhole,
Okay.
or if the coating if the coating was damaged in any way, you'll have a hole.
Okay.
But we put an outside protective coating on it. A lot of people don't understand that you do have to maintain the shelter. You have to open it up, let it air out,
Right.
because there's no protective coating on the inside. So if it sweats and you never
Oh,
check it and it rusts
sure.
out, then of course that's lack of maintenance. And we do
Yes.
we do ask that everybody maintains their shelters and they'll last forever.
Okay.
So that just means basically airing it out a couple times a year, or leave the door kind of cracked open. What does that look like?
Well, every garage has different insulation, different features.
Right.
I tell everybody open the lid about once a month. Get the feel for if there's any sweat, then go 2 months, then go 3 months. But then you'll know
Okay.
if it's starting to sweat. So just every time you open a garage door, open that door up, let the air exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Because the walls will be 32 degrees, but the inside air temperature in the garage could be 100 degrees.
Oh,
So you mix
Right.
those two, and you're going to get some moisture and damp,
Right.
sweating.
okay.
Okay. So then I guess are the shelters airtight?
Not airtight. No,
Okay.
we have a swirl in the back door that looks like a tornado.
Uh-huh.
That's where the fan and the light goes, and
Okay.
it brings in fresh air. And then you got two handles up front. So if any debris ever covered the shelter, it's not you're still going to have plenty of air. We got the back door that's about a half inch down, so if something
Yeah.
completely covered it, it's still got air access.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
excellent.
All
That's
right.
good.
And then let's say your kids borrowed the keys to your car. They went for a joyride. They pulled it back in the garage and they rolled right over on top of the storm shelter, or they parked the car on top of it. Is that going to damage
You
it?
can, well, you can actually drive over it. It'll hold
Okay.
up to 2 tons. So you
Oh.
can drive
Oh.
over it. You just can't park on it because metal will start bending over a period of time. So it will
I
not
see.
hurt it to drive over it or turn over it on accident or anything like
Right.
that.
All right. Okay,
Okay.
parents. So, the kids sneak out with the car keys.
That's right.
Make sure they didn't park it at 2 o'clock in the morning or
Right.
whatever.
All
So
right.
that's some really good questions.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I think we've covered everything from how it's protected, the warranty,
Yeah.
what sets
frame.
you apart from everyone else, the time frame, the fact that you're kind of GPS located, so you're not going to be there stuck for a long time. Your neighbors will come, and then your emergency management will come, so you're
Yes.
good there.
Yes.
You're completely safe, protected.
Yeah.
Any other highlights that I'm not thinking of? Is it all the high points? I think.
I think so.
Oh, and it can of course survive an EF 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest
Yeah.
ones there are.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's
How do they reach you?
yeah, let's talk about how they reach you and get a hold of you guys at Storm Shelters, Smart Shelters.
So the easiest way is you can go on our website, Smart
Okay.
Shelters of Incorporated or Smart Shelters of Kentucky, and everything is done online. You can actually put your deposit down, you can put your name, address,
Oh.
and then we'll contact you with a schedule.
Okay.
So it's pretty simple. And then our phone numbers, you can call us. We'll walk you through, talk you through, help you in any way that we need
Perfect.
to.
And again, you got 4 different sizes depending on the size of your family
Yes.
or how many neighbors you want to accommodate.
Correct.
Look at you.
You will get a lot of new friends when you put one in.
All of a sudden, everybody wants to be your
Yeah.
BFF.
That's right.
Yes.
So, now you guys, or is it just all underground? I guess that was my last question. You guys just do garage-based ones, or do you do any other type?
We do safe rooms above ground.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So if you have someone in a wheelchair or handicap or bad knees, then we do offer a safe room that goes in the corner of the garage
Okay.
to help out with any disabilities that are in
Okay.
the family.
Because I do get that on occasion. It's like, I've got really bad knees. I can't make it up and down those stairs. So what
Right.
else do you recommend? So it's good you guys have another option.
Yes.
The standard above
Yes.
ground, which is just as safe as the one below ground. So you use the proper steel gauge.
Yes. And
able to
they've
get-
all been tested and everything's
Okay.
so they're very questionable on F5. I still have feelings that I don't know that they're as safe. We truly know underground is the safest, but it depends on the disability. If you're not able to get underground, it is better than an interior room or a closet.
Absolutely.
So that's the good news is the EF4, EF5 tornadoes are very rare. We're talking of all the tornadoes, they may, and this is just a best guess estimate because of going back over 100 years, what we have on the data side is about 3 to maybe 5% total of all the tornadoes is those EF4 and 5 categories. And those are the ones that are the most destructive, are the ones that'll
Yes.
wipe the foundation clean in some cases. And then we've also learned in the tornado world is that it's not like one tornado is basically what you would visualize as the cone, or in other words, what looks like the funnel that's on the ground. But what's actually happening is little mini vortices that dance around within that large area. So you could actually have this large tornado go over you and have these little vortices miss you, and your house is still standing while the house next to you is been wiped away. That's how crazy things can occur inside a tornado. But yes, I have yet to see any above ground shelter fail as well. So I know because you guys use Texas Tech to do your testing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so I
I
know
have
they.
tested all our shelters.
Okay, so I know they were like the gold standard at testing tornado shelters to make sure they would withstand debris that was shot at it. I think at 200 miles an hour or something. They did some crazy tests
Yeah.
to make sure it could withstand debris impacts. And then let's see. So, what do you recommend, like accessories and or things to have with you, either in your garage floor shelter or the above ground?
We recommend like a mask, some goggles, some water, just some things, because if your house gets blown away, all the insulation is blowing all over the place. So you're hot, you're sweaty, insulation falls on your arm, you wipe your sweat, and now you have insulation in your eyes. It's not comfortable anymore. And so just, we got a little care list that we actually, and you can keep it in a little plastic container, put it under the steps, in the corner. Just some things that people don't really think about that could happen. And the mask is just to protect you from all the debris flying around, because everything's going to settle, and it's going to settle right on that, garage floor.
Makes sense.
That's a good thought. And then just on the weather side, we always say make sure you got your shoes on because you will have debris.
Yes, definitely want shoes on.
Yeah, and then a little fan. You can get a battery-powered fan. And I know in some cases, here's a question that we did not discuss, so this is probably my last one for you. You get many questions about their signal. In other words, their cell phone signal when they're down inside the shelter with the lid closed. Does that affect it? And if so, do you guys kind of recommend a repeater, a Wi-Fi, some home network closer by to help piggyback your signal? Is that an issue or?
Well, so if your signal works standing in your garage, your signal will work in the shelter.
Okay.
Okay.
But normally when a tornado hits, no signal is available whether you're out of the shelter or in it.
Right.
But yes, as long as you have signal standing in front of your house or in the garage, you will have signal in the shelter.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
That's good.
And just on the weather side of things, like when people ask me this, and because a lot of times they go in the shelter and they're watching me on AT's weather on their phones or their tablets, and they're usually using their Wi-Fi. And sometimes when they go down those shelters, that signal gets a little sketchy. And I say, well, just put a little repeater outside the garage, and that way, at least until you lose power, right, you'll be able to have a Wi-Fi connection to watch the coverage as that tornado is approaching, and we're able to do it typically now. If it's close enough to a radar source, we can do it street by street. I mean, so you'll know if exactly if it's going to be in your neighborhood or not. We get pretty exact sometimes these days, depending on the situation.
Sure.
So you can kind of keep tabs on that, up until the point you don't have power. Then you'll at least switch over to cell phone after that, unless that tower goes down or gets overloaded, which can sometimes happen during storms.
Yes, we have seen the towers get overloaded.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, Brian.
Yeah.
This has been great.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time this morning. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for
Yes, I
talking to us
appreciate
about
y'all.
smart shelters. And I would say take a deep breath because we still got a lot of spring to go, so I'm sure you'll get a lot of orders in.
Yes.
But give us your number real quick. They can reach out to you direct to get the process going if they're website challenge, for
Okay.
example.
So it's a pretty easy phone number. It's 405-41-STORM.
Oh, okay.
405-41-STORM. Got it.
Yeah, love it.
So you guys give Brian a call and tell him you saw him on Team Tuttle Realty.
That's right.
Yeah. So we're excited. Appreciate you guys your time tonight and for what you guys do
Thank
for
you.
the community. So thanks again, Brian.
Yes, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
All right. Hey,
That was good.
Another good interview.
Oh my gosh.
I love these
yes,
topics.
I do too.
So again, if you're would like to reach out to him and you get that information, you can always go through us as well. Just hit us up at teamtotalrealty.com.
Yeah.
You can give us a shout on our phone. You can text us or call us, and we'll get you squared away either with Brian or any of the other partners that we partner with in the home industry. Because we have a lot of questions and referrals that we'll say, hey, do you know so and so? I need a this guy or I need a that guy.
That's
so
right.
it's always
We
good.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's always good to have all these in your back pocket. Say, yes, I got a guy for you. They're
Yeah.
great at what they do.
Well, especially for storm season, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. So we do have several more topics coming up in the future. So coming up next weekend, we'll be off because I'll be at the
Right.
mall doing a severe weather expo.
In Tulsa.
Yep. But after that, we'll be back with. I think we're going to go to pest control.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to have Aaron get on the show with us,
Yeah.
and he's going to talk about termites, those little pesky crawlers that get in your house, how to treat them, what they do, how they come out, how they terrorize you, how to get rid of them.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about bed bugs. Oh, that's a whole topic all in itself. So,
Yes.
So that's just one of many interviews we got lined up. So make sure you tune in every Saturday morning at 9:00, and we have about a half-hour insider interview to
right.
tell you more about information that you need to know.
Except next Saturday.
Except for night. Every now and then we'll take a Saturday off, you know. But yeah, because we got things to do too sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah. But anyway, that was it for today.
That's everything.
Okay.
It's good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, and we will see you on the next show.
Bye.
Morning coffee, vanilla latte served to go. I drink it slow. Morning coffee.